Alright, so recently I've gone to the theaters and seen 3 horror movies without watching their trailers, and my god, they were all amazing. In this day and age, I'm used to disappointment in life, so I don't get worked up too much when things don't work out like I wanted. You take that shit on the chin and just keep it pushing. The thing is though, movies are the one thing above all that I really enjoy. I love watching them, I love collecting them, and I love analyzing them. When I see production has started for a movie I find interesting, or a trailer drops that just shows me enough to intrigue me, it feels like I'm 7 years old again waking up on Christmas morning. I admittedly overhype ideas in my head, and it usually pays off, but sometimes it doesn't. Longlegs and Weapons were films I was beyond excited for, and I do enjoy them, but there are problems that I have that stop them from being masterpieces I wanted them to be. So I was wary of these newest horror movies and tried not to get my hopes up after hearing all the positive reviews, but my god, I was so wrong because each of these truly delivered. The first one I saw was Obsession, and Jesus. What is there to say that hasn't been said already? I mean, this film is shattering records for good reasons. Director Curry Barker has a gold mine in his hands. He executed this movie with the grace of a seasoned filmmaker. His time directing horror shorts on YouTube, I believe, have truly prepared him for the big screen, and his expertise in what unsettles a viewer is truly masterful. This film doesn't waste a second of its time and gets to the horror faster than I anticipated. The aspect I keep calling back on when I think about this movie is the use of lighting. Curry makes this movie visually dark with the way he chooses to light his set pieces, especially in the way he uses Nikki as the monster lurking in the shadows. The premise of this movie is very simple, and it's something we've seen done before, but it's the way the premise is turned up to an exaggerated and almost laughable degree of chaos that makes this simple premise not so simple in its execution. The scares are scary, not because of loud sounds and jump cuts, but because Curry effectively builds the tension from the first 15 minutes of the movie and doesn't let up on the gas until our characters crash.
I love you. I love you. I love you!
Bear is sympathetic for a large portion of this movie until we see him fall deeper into his delusion of artificial love, and Nikki is horrifying as a villain.
A love only the branch of a willow tree could conjure.
In the way she increasingly becomes beyond unhinged and violent, but she has no control over her actions and is basically trapped in her own mind as the wish completely puppeteers her emotions.
Hold on.
Seeing this world unravel around them because of one wish was truly terrifying.
No, 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 don't do that!
I'm so fucking scared right now, you shut up!
This film nailed everything it was going for and truly deserves all of its accolades. I gotta give this film a 9.5 out of 10. It's damn near fucking perfect.
It was really fun.
Now, for Hokum, I knew absolutely nothing about it other than being a horror movie.
There lived a witch.
I saw 10 seconds of a video by Moist Critical saying it was really good, so I bought the tickets and went the very next day. Now, I went in completely blind, which is how I prefer to go, so I was really excited to see something new, and that's exactly what I got. From the beginning scene alone, it established a tone of a supernatural horror movie, which admittedly isn't my lane, but this film blends it with a mystery and folklore that forms a compelling concept. I love when characters start a movie traveling to a different region they aren't familiar with because the possibilities are endless. We don't know what awaits them when they get there, and they don't either, so it sets up a situation where we know just as much as the character does. So when everything unravels, you're put in their shoes.
One of the members of staff is missing.
What do you think happened to her?
Go home.
Well, you still look like your passport picture.
The atmosphere of this old hotel in Ireland and the secrets that lie within it were delivered with care and attention because of the unique set design and the way people whisper like their secrets even around the guests. This movie does something weird and directly tells us that there's a witch trapped in the honeymoon suite, and that's something most movies don't do right off the bat. But it does set up the inevitability of our character going there to check it out, which raises the tension and gives us horror to look forward to. It has a good mystery and a good reason to get our character into the room, but subverts expectations when we get to the room and there's no witch there. The revelations that happen in this room are the highlight of the movie, and the mystery of what's in the basement added another layer I wasn't expecting. The witch in this movie was done extremely well and is actually horrifying because we learn absolutely nothing about her. I normally wouldn't find that concept of a witch scary, but the lack of answers and the whole final scene actually left me feeling uneasy. I genuinely can't remember the last time I had a physical reaction to a scene like I had in the final act, so hats off to the director. He did everything perfectly. I specifically can't wait to watch this one again because everything here was right up my alley. So with that being said, I think I'm going to give this movie a 8.9 out of 10. Now for my most anticipated movie of the year, we have Backrooms.
Hello?
My love for this entire series cannot be understated. I've been following Kane Parsons since he was posting Attack on Titan history videos. What he's done with the Backrooms in his YouTube shorts is nothing short of brilliant. The question he's raised while building his story is unlike anything I've ever seen, and I find it all so fascinating. Of course, he's not the only creepypasta analog horror page on YouTube, but he's the only one that have made it from YouTube to the big screen successfully. I'm so proud of this guy and his dedication to crafting a concise story. With that being said, knowing this movie was congruent with the YouTube series, I went in fully prepared and mistakenly I thought a lot of my questions were going to get answered. Of course, I was wrong, but I was also right. Kane sets up the premise of the Backrooms being found by Clark in the basement, and similar to his shorts, a character passes through a null zone and winds up exploring said space. It's somewhere in the middle in regard to the concepts he's done before and how his characters find these spaces. Like, Async purposefully creates a threshold to enter this space and run experiments, but in the found footage videos, we see people mistakenly fall into the Backrooms only to never escape. This film does the opposite of both, where Clark finds a null zone and willingly enters it. He spends multiple nights in it, traversing it, and it doesn't close and trap him inside. So I like that concept a lot. I also like the idea of two protagonists and the layers of depth they both have and how their issues affect the way they see the Backrooms. Mary spent her childhood confined in a space she couldn't escape from, so now she helps others who feel trapped by their issues, like Clark. But Clark is someone who says they want to change, but when he finds the complex, he becomes intrigued, abandoning his real life in favor of living in the complex where he can let his issues essentially trap him there. Later in the film, when Mary winds up here, she's the only one to escape by overcoming her trauma and not letting Clark keep her trapped like her mother did. At least, that's what I think some of that means. I know I'm missing something there. She does help Clark make a breakthrough at the end, but ultimately he's consumed by his own issues, that being the entity. I also want to say Kane took his found footage segments up a notch and expanded on the chaos of the Backrooms in very interesting ways. He built up the tension perfectly and actually made me feel scared in a way I haven't really felt in a couple of his YouTube videos.
I just take it slow.
Pull me up! What do you see?
Most of the time, I find the complex more intriguing than scary, but in this film, it felt more realistic, and the fact that they built a 30,000 square foot maze of Backrooms completely helped to sell the atmosphere. I love this movie from start to end, and I'm going back to watch it soon. Kane truly is a savant, and I'm so proud of him and the quality of art that he's making. He deserves all the success he's accumulated, and I can't wait to see more. This film, for me, is getting a 9.5 out of 10, respectfully. All of these movies are bangers, and I can't believe we've gone 3-0 this year for horror. I can't remember a time when this has happened before, and I really hope to see it continue. I know as far as Obsession and Backrooms are concerned, there's been so much positivity over the success of first-time filmmakers, and I love the direction Hollywood is heading. It feels like we're witnessing the start of something more when it comes to who can make feature films now. It's no longer confined to established directors with connections. Now YouTubers are throwing their hats in the ring, and the numbers are showing. It started with Talk to Me and Bring Her Back directors Danny and Michael Filippo, then Chris Duckman's Shelby Oaks, then we saw Markiplier self-fund his Iron Lung movie, and now we have Curry Barker and Kane Parsons shattering records with the highest grossing horror movies of the year. This shows that regular people have a chance to get their original stories told instead of the same corporate slop that gets regurgitated without end. And I, for one, look forward to seeing what comes next. So, yeah, that's the video. I just wanted to get some thoughts out, and probably after I watch the Backrooms movie a second time, I want to post my theory on what I think the complex really is. This movie was connecting pieces of the puzzle to me, so we'll see if I post it. Thanks for being here, and let me know what you thought about these movies in the comments below. I hope to see y'all in the next one, so yeah, peace.